Hey everyone! Alright, so this video right here is gonna be like a behind the scenes sort of. Now, one of the questions I'm asked all the time is, do you wear makeup on a regular basis? Do you wear makeup every day? No, I do not. I say that all the time too. No, I absolutely do not wear makeup on a daily basis. I just do it here and there whenever I'm just in the mood to throw something on my face. So there's that, but another thing I've noticed lately, and I've noticed it before too, but more so a lot more lately with new lighting and everything, is I get a lot of comments saying your skin is amazing, your skin is flawless, it's perfect, and I always reply back saying, no, my skin is not perfect, it's an illusion, which it is, and it's an illusion with the makeup I have on, the bright lights that I use to record my videos, and then the camera just blending everything a little bit better. So yeah, my skin's not perfect. I'm not going to lie and say it is because it's not. And if you see me in person, you're going to see my skin is not perfect. So me trying to say it is just a waste of time because sooner or later you will see it. So yeah. But since I always say it's an illusion, I thought I would give you guys a behind the scenes kind of deal and let you see what I actually do to prep my skin for a tutorial to make it look like this. Because this is my normal basic tutorial look that I have going on my face. So I show you like the lighting that I have set up. I show you pretty much all the basics that you need to know, and then show you all of this with the basic products that I used before I got an air compressor. And the reason I say that is because when I use the air compressor now, it's a totally different process. So at a later date, I will make another video and show you guys how I do all of that. But for now, we're just going to do the version I have using hands as tools and minimal products. So let's just go right ahead and get all of that started. Okay, so as you see, the lighting in this room isn't really that great, but this is the lighting that I do my makeup on if I'm actually going to wear makeup for anything. I have a lighted mirror here, and you can see it gives me a little bit of light. That's all the lighting I need. I already know how everything should look on my face, so I don't really need extra lighting. And then if anything, I can always just run upstairs for natural sunlight, or I can just turn on these lights and get a better idea, but it's no big deal. Okay, now that the lights and everything are on, you can see my natural skin, like my face in its natural state. I just scratched itched my face right here, so now it's all red, but you can see like discolorations with all the scarring, you can see darkness under my eyes, up here you can see all of that. But to start, I prime my skin, and to do that, I use MAC's line filler. Only because in some of my videos, if you notice, or not some of my videos, in every video, my eyebrows have their own mind of their own. Like, they move around really crazily a lot on their own. And also, I raise them like this a lot, which, if anything is up here, you can see that creates lines right there. So anything on there, it pushes it, and it only stays in the line, so you can see that. So that's the only reason I use line filler, and I use this if I'm wearing makeup out, which again is rare. But yeah, so I just take it, I put a little bit on the back of my hand. You don't need a lot. It's like pretty much the size of like a pea if it's not spread all out. And then I just take my ring finger, and then I just pat it on the area where I'm going to need it, and then kind of roll it into the skin. Now that I have that on, for basic, regular, what makeup I'm going to do right now, where I use my hands mainly. For primer, I use Makeup Forever HD's primer stuff. I don't have my big bottle, but I have this in my other little one. And I just do the same thing. I put a little bit on my hands, and then I just rub this on with my hands. I do most of the stuff with my fingers and my hands. And I'm careful up here not to be too harsh when rubbing. Like, you can pat it on, you can do whatever, but yeah, it's a primer. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. That, and you can just focus on areas where you have problems with your makeup staying on, or where your pores are larger, anything like that. But now that I have that on, I'm going to start doing color. So for concealer, I just use MAC Studio Sculpt Concealer in NW25, and this is just for underneath my eyes. Reason I use NW25 is the warmth in this will help to brighten up or cancel out the blue undertones because of the orange that is in this, like the blue and violet will be canceled out. So I just use that, or this concealer for that, and you can see I'm not putting it on super heavy, but also while doing this you can see my skin tone is probably a lot lighter than what you guys actually thought it was, because yes, this is going on light, but it's not too light. It's not like I'm taking a pure white concealer and putting it on. So yes, I do darken up my skin a little bit, mainly in like the summer months when my arms and face and everything get a little bit darker, just to even everything out. But as you can see, that's NW25 underneath my eyes. Already made a difference, so there is that. Then for skin, whatever color I use is going to be different all the time. I switch it up all the time. Some videos you'll notice I'm darker, some you'll notice I'm lighter. Some I look like I have a nice bronze tint to the skin, others I look more olive with yellow and everything. So again, I switch it up. I just have fun. So for most of the time I used this, actually 95% of the time I use this. This is Select Moisture Cover Concealer, and I wear this as foundation. And this is NW40 that I'm going to use. So you can see I went really light with my concealer. Now I'm going dark with this. So again, like, you're going to have to find what works best for you. But I just take this and I do a little bit under each eye, right down the center of my nose, right there between my brows, temples. Ooh, too much on that side. And then I just wipe off whatever's left on my brush all over because I'm going to blend it anyways. And then cheeks. And if you have any spots or anything like that, like you can see all that grossness over there, you can just put a little bit more on there. This actually has a light coverage to it, so it's not going to give you super mondo coverage. Yeah, as you can see now I have the tiger stripe thing. You could use a brush, which I have already done before. That's why this is dirty. I just haven't cleaned it yet. Or you can just use this tool, which is your fingers, which is easy. And then you just go in and rub all of it in to blend it. Okay, so that's on. I didn't add anything else, trust me. I had to cut away only because I had to go dig for the next thing because it wasn't in front of me. But I actually do my highlight now before I set everything with powder, because the highlighter I use is a liquid. And I use tons of different things, but right now I've been using MAC's Glimmer Shimmer. This is one of their limited products that comes out once in a while. It can be used as like blush or anything like that, but since I am using a liquid, since I already did something liquid before I set it with a powder, just so I don't mess up the texture or anything like that, I'm going to do this before I set it. So I just put a few pumps on the back of my hand, and then again I'm going in with my finger, and then wherever I want the highlight, I'm just going to put this right there. And then same thing I've been doing, I'm going to blend it with the finger. Okay, so the highlight's on. You can see it's giving me that really high shine. Let me wipe off the back of my hand. But now I'm just going to go in with face powder. I just use Mineralized Skin Finish Natural from MAC. This is medium deep. It's not really that dark, as you can see. But again, this is like a sheer light coverage. And then I just take a big fluffy brush, which is the 150 from MAC. I use way too much MAC. And then I just use that to set. Then of course you, like if you have your ear, I normally take my earrings out when I do makeup and flip my septum in my nose so that way I don't have to wipe all the makeup off of them. But as you can see right there, my skin is pretty much done. That's that. Then of course I'm gonna go in and contour for you guys very quickly. I'm not gonna really explain what I'm doing because I've already done that a lot, but I'm just gonna take this brush, the 188. I just already put product on it, and I'm using Studio Fix powder in NW50. Since I already have my highlight on, you can see it's not super shiny. It just gives the skin a nice glow. But I'm just going to go in with this brush with the product and then do my contour very quickly. So now that I have that on, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to do, if I can find it, there it is, my brows. And I just use a brown eyeshadow. This is Bateau. Then I just take a 212 brush, and I just use that to fill in the shape of my brows. That's it. You can see I have tutorial face on right now. One last thing that I will do, only if I look extremely tired, and that is I will take Studio Fix in NW25 and I will use that to amp up my highlight and use it underneath my eyes. And I'll show you how I do that right now because I don't look extremely tired, but I just take the 109 brush and I just pounce it on here and then very lightly right underneath my eyes I add that, and then I just blend it out, and you can see the difference that it makes. It gives you like that really, really nice clean highlight, but it fades into the rest of the skin. So using like a face powder or anything like that to amp up your highlight and also to make you look not as tired, it's a nice trick. But remember, don't go too light. Get colors that are suitable for your skin. But you can see now I'm awake. I could have no sleep and now I look presentable, or kind of presentable. And just for fun, I'm just going to put a gloss on so my lips aren't naked. This is Boy Bait Cream Sheen Glass, yeah. And there you go, that's it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this little behind the scenes that I did for you so you can get an idea what I do for my skin for videos. And yeah, that's it. And I'll probably do another one soon about what I do if I'm gonna airbrush my skin for a video. And until my next video, I will talk to all of you soon. Bye.